Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest. It is a future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ. It is our Grit Week interviews presented by Coors Light. It is Matthew Stafford. First of all, thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yes, so we start every Grit Week interview with the same question. How would you define the word grit?
Oh, man. That's the good stuff. That's just being able to fight through whatever is ailing you, whether it's a situation or how you're feeling, but being able to push through anything to get whatever the goal is accomplished, right? Whether that's winning a football game, having a good play, rallying for the next night out, whatever it is. You got to have a little grit.
Separating your shoulder,
yeah,
and coming down the field. That clip, you are a gritty quarterback. You've gone through a ton. I mean, you've gotten hit a million times. You're tough as hell. Do you ever watch that clip of you famously separating your shoulder and then being like, hey, come out? And you're like, no, I'm not fucking coming out. Do you watch that and be like, man, I am tough?
No, I usually I think about that clip or I see that clip and I just start wincing again. But no, that's a cool thing that I got. I'm luckily to have been mic'd up, by NFL Films for that moment. Otherwise, everybody's just calling me an idiot. Get back up, let's go, you wuss. But it was kind of a cool moment to have.
Yeah,
cool. You were like, get off me. You actually had to push trainers off you.
Yeah.
Does that usually work?
Yeah, usually they're kind of soft. You can kind of get what you want when it comes to those guys. So no, that was a weird one, right? They called timeout, and for some reason in my head, the moment it clicked, it was like that counts as basically my play that I had to sit out, so I could go back in, and I knew there was only going to be one more play, so I could get through one play with whatever was going on.
What hat are you wearing right now? What is that?
Dodger hat.
Dodger hat. Do you know anyone that plays for the Dodgers?
No, I don't. Just an outside fan.
You never went to school with anybody? That's
no, just from the outside looking in. Really.
Can we fact check that?
Really do a deep dive. I don't know if anybody's heard of it.
I mean, you play the games, so you don't listen to the games. Do you know how annoying that is?
Yeah, I mean, I do. Yeah, okay. I mean, all my friends and family do the same shit to me all the time, and give me a tough time. But yeah, I get it. It was cool 10, 12 years ago, but everybody gets it now.
And now we had Scotty.
Yeah. I mean, it's just too much.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's too much.
It's wild. When he got arrested, were you like, oh man, this is dragging our high school?
No, I was like, good for you, bro, man. You're just trying to make your tea time, man. Like, guy's just trying to make his tea time.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you don't get enough credit for doing the no-look passes?
I don't know. I don't think about it too much, to be honest, as far as like credit goes.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're fun when they work. They're kind of shitty when they don't, but it's part of it. I think defenses are so good these days. These guys are so good at reading what we're doing with our eyes. So I'm just trying to take advantage any little way I can.
How long have you been doing that? Is that something that's just more of a recent thing that we're noticing because there's more camera angles everywhere, or were you doing that like way back in the day?
I think it's probably, been publicized a little bit more recently, but I was having to do that probably back in the day with Calvin. Everybody in the building knew I was trying to throw him the ball. So I had to find different ways to make it look like I wasn't throwing him the ball and try to move underneath coverage to throw it to him. But I mean, it's definitely gotten more, publicity, I guess, recently. But I had to do that with Megatron, just trying to get him the ball.
Yeah.
When he retired, how often would you call and be like, can you just maybe please
just one more game?
For the love of God, please come back. Like, I need you.
No, it was you know what? Like, that's one of those. He was such a special player, such like a generational player, and such a great teammate that I was genuinely just so happy for him that he was walking away when he wanted to walk away. He was an all-time great. We all knew it. It was unbelievable to get the chance and the opportunity to play with him as a young player. But I was so happy for him, and I'm still so happy for all his success. But yes, our team was better when he was out there. There's no question about that. But I was happy for his career and his ability to walk away when he wanted to, which I think is such a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite throw ever?
No, probably not. I mean, there's got
to be at least one or two that are up there.
There's a couple good ones that I can remember that were kind of fun and meaningful. In the Dallas game, back in the day at Detroit, big comeback late in the game. That last 2-minute drive, I ended up hitting a rail shot to Chris Durham, who was my college roommate. Played a few years in the league with me, and hit him on a long ball down the left side into like a 2 Tampa coverage, which was a cool shot. In London against the Falcons, we were down big, and I think it was the touchdown, I think, that got me the career Lions TD mark, passing TD mark. I threw one to Golden Tate that was just a launch that was a good one.
Do you know when it's like when you're throwing like a deep ball?
Yeah.
You know the second you release, you're like, damn,
That's a good one.
I threw the hell out
That's
of that.
a good
ball.
one. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Well, that was kind of a weird one. They were like, hey, every once in a while they would just kind of rush 3, drop 8. And I just told GT, I was like, hey, man, just keep running.
Yeah.
And it was one of those I kind of bought a little bit of time. It was third and crazy long. Might have been 20, something like that, and hit a long touchdown. Similar to the one I hit Cooper in Tampa in the divisional round, right? Like 3rd and 19. They're like, oh, they're just going to check it down, and that's when you can kind of go for the dagger every once in a while. Now you're going to throw a couple picks doing that too, but some touchdowns that get you back in a game or do something big. So
that one against Tampa was sick. We also have a coworker who's the most annoying person in the world, who's a diehard Bucks fan. You literally snatched the soul out of his body, which was awesome.
I love that. That was a crazy game. I mean, and honestly, the deep ball to Cooper in that game to put us in field goal range is like, as far as a full play, I mean, the situation, the whole thing, that was a really, really special one.
Weird question for you.
Yes.
First time you ever checked your Amex points, how many did you have? This might have been a question from a weirder guy, Dan Orlovsky.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Orlovsky, did I tell him at some point?
I don't know. Yeah, he just said that. I said, "What?"
It's a lot of points. I've never used any. Let's put it that way. I've never used
Will you ever
any.
use any?
I don't know. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm like, I don't know if I will.
So our boss, Dave, he has 60 million points, and he said he will never use them.
I don't have that many, but...
so you'll never use them either?
I have a lot. Yeah, I have a lot of points.
And you're never going to use them?
But I don't know. I don't think so.
Wow.
What?
I love that.
What if somebody like wants your points? Like you're not.
Yeah, I mean, we
using
could talk about it afterwards if that's what you want to
them.
do.
Sell your points.
Listen, I don't want to say, like, I didn't, I'm a Bears fan, so I obviously Lions and Bears are playing, but I always was like, I respect the fuck out of Stafford. I had to take that you're going to be a Hall of Famer in 2018, and people laughed at me.
Well, I appreciate that.
That sounds like it should be worth a few Amex.
Yeah, I can
points.
throw a couple points your way.
Have you thought of that though? Like your
Amex points?
No, well, Amex points, but yes, also Hall of Fame. Your career's been phenomenal. You are, and my point at the time was, look at his longevity. If he has a deep playoff run, obviously win a Super Bowl, he's going to be right there. And if you look right now, 3 to 4, if you play 3 or 4 more years, you're going to be top 5 passing yards, top 10 touchdowns. Have you had a second to look back and be like, damn, like I'm stacking it up here?
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely, every year that I play now, I just appreciate so much. And I think back on, I mean, we were just talking about, plays from my rookie year. And it's like, man, that was a long, long time ago. I walk into a locker room with guys that were 6, 7, 8, 9 years old when I first came into the league, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I definitely appreciate my opportunities and appreciate this game. I mean, it's given me a ton. I hope I got 3 or 4 more left in me. We'll see. Every year is a new year, but I do feel good. And as far as the history books and all that kind of stuff, I have so much respect for this game. Like, I was the kid that grew up watching NFL films, watching Steve Sable and those guys, voiceover stuff, and like I was all in on Johnny Unitas and Slinging Sammy Ball and all the guys, right? So I have a ton of respect for this game, and just being anywhere near guys like that in that kind of conversation is incredibly humbling and something that I don't think about it on a day-to-day basis, but when it comes up, man, it's a ton of appreciation for me.
Yeah, well, I had your back.
Yeah,
I was going back through it today, looking at it, and people were like, no chance.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, he's played so many games.
Yeah,
Your
I appreciate
longevity.
it.
Yeah. It's
and
crazy.
the Super Bowl on top of that, yeah.
So what, like 1 million Amex points?
Yeah, I can get you that.
Okay, all right.
That actually speaks very highly for Dan Orlovsky. The fact he is a great analyst. If he knows how many Amex points you have.
Yeah, the guys
and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
He's a
That's
deep
also
diver.
it's also very weird that he knows that and you
I'm
don't.
going to check my password when we leave here just to make sure it's not Orlovsky 8.
Do you ever tell Dan, like, hey, chill out, man, like you love me a little too much?
No, I don't. I just accept it all. I accept it all. Keep bringing it. He's the man. I had such a great team. He's such a good dude. He's such a great guy to be, a part of a team with. He was a great backup for me and taught me a lot. So I appreciate Dan and everything he says.
Did you get a little bit jealous when he started going hard about Carson Wentz? You're like, oh no, does he have a
Yeah, I thought that was kind of fucked up. I thought it was a trust tree thing, and he just decided to turn his back for a minute.
He came back.
Yeah.
If you love something, set it free. If it returns,
I mean,
it
you
was
throw a
always
guy
good.
Amex points, he'll do anything. So he'll turn right back around.
So I pulled up a stat earlier. Since 2011, you have the most fourth quarter comebacks of any quarterback.
Yeah.
Have you considered sucking less in the first 3
Yeah,
quarters?
I think about it, but that's such a good stat. Like, I can't let that go to somebody else.
Yeah, no.
So 3-4 games a year, just kind of toy around the first 3 quarters and then figure it out late.
Mr. Comeback. Yeah,
why
Mr.
not?
Fourth quarter.
Why not?
Yeah. I got a weird question. Our good friend Tony Scheffler, who you played with in Detroit. When
Tone
Dave and I
Ranger.
beat him 2-on-1 in his driveway, did anyone in the Lions locker room give him shit for that?
I don't know that we did, but man, how is Tony doing? I haven't
He's
talked
great.
to Tony in forever.
Yeah.
He's the
Awesome.
freaking man.
He's the best.
I love that guy. He was all-time celebrations guy.
Yeah, the in Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, the Buccaneer sword, the Kansas City Chiefs. He had the
Yes.
loincloth. He was making the smoke signal. He was all-time celebration guy. Super fun guy to have on the
Great
team.
dude. One of a Hall of Fame dude.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite teammate you've ever played with?
Oh man, that's a good question. I got a bunch, man. I think like early on, the offensive linemen, the guys that I had, like Dominic Raiola was a big time. Great teammate, taught me a bunch.
Also kind of a psycho, but in like a good way.
Yeah, kid, baller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable talented quarterback.
Yeah, you're his godfather, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud. He's one. Nate Burleson was a great dude to be around, all-time fun guy to be around. Didn't have that long of a stretch with him. Obviously, the guys here, Aaron Donald, Cooper, those guys are unbelievable.
Still eat breakfast with Cooper every morning?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we sit in there. We were watching tape this morning a little bit. We were actually watching the 2017 Rams Colts season opener
Why?
because we wanted to see what the first game, how the offense has evolved since Sean's first game here calling it to
Okay.
now. It's quite different. And then we turned on 2018 Rams Lions at the Lions and watched me lose a game, which was kind of shitty. But
Oh, that
Yeah,
sucks.
that's tough. Are you ever like, hey, can we watch something else besides football?
yeah, I think about it all the time. But Cooper would be that's totally off
Want
limits. Totally off limits.
Have there been any other players that are like, trying to kiss up a little bit too much to you, and you're like, I want to get in the Breakfast Club?
No, it's not even like an exclusive thing. Like Puka's in there a bunch too. Our cafeteria here, I don't know if you guys have been lucky enough to have a meal here.
We have not.
It's
Dude, is that an
tight
invite?
quarters. Yeah, please,
Okay, all
please,
right,
on
nice.
me, on me. It's tight quarters in there, so there's not a whole lot of seats and tables, and we're in the process of moving into a new facility, so it just kind of migrated into the QB room because we're always getting notes and stuff from Sean early, anyways. So it's not some like exclusive closed door meeting thing. Everybody passes through and says, "What's up?"
Yeah. Going back to last year's playoffs, how tough was it to go back to Detroit? And like, I know obviously you have that history. All your daughters were born there. Was it a moment where it's like, man, this is going to be difficult, even though we got to go play a game? Like, there's just more energy to it.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely was. I would be not human if I wasn't feeling some of those emotions, even like the week of practice, thinking about it, and talking to people that, meant a lot to me in my life and in my career that still live in Detroit and are a big part of the community there. So it definitely was, it meant a lot. It was tough. And then when I walked into the stadium, I definitely felt it. But once the ball was set, man, it was time to go. I was just trying to throw for as many yards as I possibly could, score as many touchdowns, and beat the hell out of them. It didn't go down that way, but that's all I was trying to do.
Don't worry, we gave Sean a ton of shit for punting
Okay, good.
the game, so he'll never do that again.
Okay,
just
good.
because we shamed him.
We're going to go for every fourth down this year. I
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
4th and
Perfect.
14.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
That's Stafford zone.
Were you surprised at the welcome that you got in Detroit?
No, honestly, I was. I know what kind of fans they are, and like honestly, I totally understand it. I get it. They're gonna want to do everything they can to make my life as uncomfortable as possible. They haven't had a playoff game there in 30 years, so they're
Right.
gonna be jazzed up for whatever. And the fact that it was me, I mean, and our team, I'm sure it was even more so. That was honestly one of the best atmospheres I've ever played a football game in. Sean and I talk about it all the time, and it was incredibly loud. We came up for warm-ups, and there was not an empty seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was go time from the second we first stepped out of the tunnel. So it was a lot of fun.
It was
Yeah.
a great game. Were you rooting for them after they won?
No, I'm not rooting for anybody at that point.
Yeah.
I have a couple teammates that I wanted to, like ex-teammates that I really wanted to see play well, and they did. But at that point, I wish everybody could lose.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good. Yeah.
I like
good
that.
answer.
Do you
So,
watch the playoffs?
Sometimes, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'll peek it, but I'm not like invested being like, oh, that'll be a good matchup next week. I'm like, F this. I want to be out there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So after you win a Super Bowl, though, it's probably got to take. Does it take a little bit of the sting out of losing the playoffs?
I think it's almost the opposite in the fact that like I know what that feels like now. I've got the losing in the first round. I got that one locked up. I know what that one feels like. Only gotten one taste at the Super Bowl, and I'm like, man, I want to do that. And when you get those opportunities, I've had so many years where we didn't have that opportunity at all to play in the playoffs. That when you get the opportunity, you're really close. I mean, like the fact that, Detroit did what they did after they beat us, man. If we win that game, who knows what happens? So it makes it, almost even harder, to be honest.
You're chasing the dragon.
Yeah.
On another parade.
Yeah.
You had fun at the parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
Some people tell me.
I was going to ask if you remembered thinking that you were in St. Louis during the parade, but you probably don't remember anything. Exactly. All the time. Did you say like, "What's up, St. Louis"?
No, I don't know. I was having a good time. That one was an early start, limited breakfast, all the good recipe for a tough day. But you know what? We had a good time. We enjoyed it.
We, as from a fan's perspective, when like guys get super drunk at the championship parade, it's the best.
Yeah,
it's like that's what you should do.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I was kind of felt bad about it, and Kelly was like, "What are you talking about?
Right.
That's what exactly. You've been playing this game for forever, getting your ass kicked. Like you deserve to do whatever you want." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so."
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of your wife, by the way, are you nervous that she and Jersey Jerry have DM'd before?
Yeah, I guess. I guess
should
I am.
be.
Yeah, I am.
She's gonna end up playing Madden with him,
Yeah, that's great. I can't wait.
and he's also gonna find a way to get like all your signed memorabilia from your house.
Oh, perfect. Good. When that goes missing, I'll know where to look. I have no idea. Social media is a monster that is lost on me. But
okay, I'll do you a favor. I'll watch Jerry for you.
Thank you.
I'll
I
make
appreciate
sure
it.
because if there's like some weird like Stafford cleats showing up to the office, I'm like, where'd that come from?
Ship them back.
Ship them back. He's definitely going to say like, "Hey, can you grab me a signed jersey? My son's a big Matt Stafford."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, make it out. His name's also Jersey Jerry.
Yeah, right.
Make an autograph out to him.
He DMs a lot of players' wives, players' moms. So at least that you have
Okay.
that.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. I
that's
feel
just
safe
kind
there.
of his thing.
Yeah, right.
Actually, you'd be lucky if it was her sending you your shoes. He's probably going to ask for her shoes.
Yeah, that's
That's
creepy.
what you got to watch out for. With Jerry.
Little
Yeah,
shoes.
You don't want
Size
those.
6.
I have a question that's totally not written and sent to me by someone else. Here it goes. I thought for sure you would have recruited your brother-in-law here by now to take over as QB coach or OC. He is known as the best wide receiver coach in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, but no, Chad's the man. I'll tell you what, I'm not quite at the LeBron status where I just get to, bring and hire whoever I want. But Chad is the man. I used to throw to him all the time in the offseason too. He was like my receiver back in the day. But yeah, I mean, we've been trying to get him out here some way, somehow. He would go great in California with the blonde flow. I mean, it's a real
Sean
thing.
just hired his best friend from college.
That's true, but
gotta pull some
I don't make
rank.
the coaching hires. If Chad could still run a route, I could maybe get him a tryout as a receiver. But no, it's really cool to watch his career, and their family grow. It's been cool.
Yeah, all right. So just remember the name, Chad Hall. He's going to be a head coach
Oh
someday.
yeah,
He's next
absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Is he's known as the best wide receiver coach?
That is what I
He rocked it out in
read.
Buffalo there for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's crushing it in Jacksonville now. So he does a good job.
And that's not from him.
No.
Yeah, that's
I read
from
that off.
that's from a
that
different
was
guy.
Top of my head.
Yeah.
That's it over.
Well done.
So what are we thinking for this year? How are we looking at camp? I know that coach told you guys not to fight, right?
Yeah.
Have you fought anybody? Have you wanted to? I have a theory that the new Guardian, the caps that they wear, the soft ones,
Yeah.
people are taking them off and swinging them at people more because they're softer.
Well, I saw some clips from Detroit and New York the other day. They were fighting pretty good, and dudes were just smacking each other in the Guardian cap. But I guess it doesn't hurt your hands as much. I have not fought anybody. Haven't had the urge to yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually just too tired of practice to even think about fighting. But no, we've kept the chippiness down, which is good.
Yeah,
Camp's been good. A couple guys dinged up, which is like, the worst, for those guys. I feel so bad for them. You're trying to, kind of come together, but I feel good about this year.
So as a veteran of the NFL for as many years as you played in it, I imagine that going to camp every year in the middle of the summer, you're like, it's probably not a great feeling, but also something you have to do, something to learn. Like, are you actually doing different things this year than you've done in the past?
No, I mean, it's pretty standard for me. I had one like vet off day, the first day of pads this year. That was kind of like the only thing I've had that's been different than anybody else. That was something that we kind of knew going into camp that I was going to do. But no, I mean, it is, late July every year. You just, buckle your chin strap and get ready for a, 6-8 month grind. And this is the start of it. I know training camp has changed so much. When I first got in the league, I was part of the old CBA. I mean, we were going 2-3 a days, full pads. I mean, just beating each other up for weeks on weeks, and it's definitely more player friendly now. But I also think it's just a better way to do it. I think we're getting better work out of it.
Yeah. So speaking of camp, how fast last year were you like, oh, Puka Naku is a dude?
Yeah, I mean, Coop was out last year pretty quickly with a hamstring, and we lost him, and yeah, I mean, you could kind of feel it, just physical. Like, it was always going to take time. You're a rookie, right? Like, it's going to take time to keep understanding, but it was a testament to him to be able to kind of learn on the go. A lot of people need a full year to kind of just learn and then go, and he was able to do it all in one. Physical tools are there. I mean, big, strong, physical. So much of his yardage last year was like hidden yardage, run after the catch. And that stuff you can't really teach. You just kind of let him be himself, and that's a pretty darn good player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
go ahead.
I was going to say on the college front, do you call the dogs?
Do I call the dogs?
Yeah. Can
No.
you
This is
you
a
don't-
fan.
you-
Like a
disconnect. Yeah, where
Georgia thing?
They
Yeah.
call in all the dogs. They start barking at people.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not like you know what? I actually get wildly uncomfortable when people like bark at me or be like,
Yeah.
I'll be walking
Oh,
down the
really?
street like, go dogs. And I'm like, yeah. I don't ever give them the go dogs back. It just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know why.
It's definitely a player fan disconnect. Because
I agree.
We'll see like videos on flights, like going across the country to
Yeah.
a Georgia, like a road game or a bowl game. And there'll be guys just like jam packed on Southwest Airlines, just barking at the pilot when he gets on. He's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Go dog. I
Yeah.
mean, screaming at me. And I'm like, guys, thanks.
You gotta start barking back.
Yeah, I
Just
need
a
to.
little bark.
I know. I need to. My wife's from Georgia, so like,
Yeah.
I gotta make her proud.
What was your favorite game at Georgia and your least favorite game?
Favorite game at Georgia, probably two. We had the blackout versus Auburn my sophomore year, which was the first time we ever wore a black jersey, which was sweet. We had a great game. Keelan Johnson, I believe, with a pick on the first play, which was awesome. And then Sugar Bowl that year in Hawaii against Hawaii was really cool. Felt like we should have been in the national championship game there that year. We kind of got jumped because we didn't go to the SEC championship, but went to New Orleans, had a good time in New Orleans, and beat up on Hawaii. So that was a good one. Least favorite game probably at Kentucky my freshman year. Got my helmet ripped off on a QB run on third down. Kept running. Smashed in the forehead, nose cut, the whole thing. So, and we lost. Mm-hmm. So I had the loss and just a mauled face for a couple weeks, which is a tough one.
It probably
Yeah.
looked pretty sweet though when it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember it that way, but as a fan, yeah, you probably thought it was sweet.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you seem to take a less physical approach to the game sometimes. I've seen you out in space as like a lead blocker on a reverse.
Oh, yeah.
Your blocking it's something to watch.
Yeah, it
you
is.
Kind of get in the way.
Yeah.
But then also kind of get out of the way while
Nowadays, I'm just talking to the defenders. Hey man, easy up, don't hit me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to get out of the way safely. Yeah, but earlier in my career, yeah, I mean, I liked the physical part of the game a little bit more than I do now. There's no question.
Yeah, in the that game against Detroit, they beat you up pretty good.
Yeah.
You got knocked around a little bit. Do you get mad in the games? Like when you have that adrenaline surge like you did your rookie year, what we talked about, like are you mad? Are you mad that they're hitting you like that?
No, it kind of fires me up a little bit. Like there's only two ways for you to go react as a player, right? Like you're gonna either like wilt and go sit on the sideline and be intimidated by getting hit, or you gotta charge yourself up and be like, keep bringing it. And I think one of the early third downs of the game, I threw one to Demarcus Robinson and smashed my hand on the helmet and got hit and it hurt like hell. But the only thing I knew how to do was just act like it didn't and scream back at those dudes and get myself fired up.
That's grit. How far can you throw the ball still?
Still, oh man, I don't know.
And maybe what was your peak?
I don't do it. Yeah, I don't do it much anymore. In high school, we went to that Elite 11 camp. I threw 178. That was like the longest I ever tried and threw it.
I read a story that you went to the Manning Passing Academy, or when you were on the Manning Cast, maybe they told the story that Eli and Peyton were like, we don't want to throw after Stafford when you were like 17 years old because you were just like hucking it everywhere.
Yeah, back in the day, the arm was live. It was live back in the day. Taking a couple of hits, hurt a couple things here and there, but no, I can still get it out there a little bit. I couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you. It's probably starts with a 6 instead of a 7 like it used to, but it's probably a high 6 number.
That's still.
Do guys not like catching your balls? Like when they come over from a different team, are they like, this guy, it hurts?
Used to be that way. Used to be when I was young and I didn't really know what I was looking at. Everything was coming out as hard as I could, and I was trying to hurt people with it. Now I'm trying to help them catch it, which is better for the completion percentage.
That's
People
very
don't
smart.
give Matt Stafford enough credit for your arm.
Yeah, well, I I don't know. It's whatever it is still anymore. But back in the day, I could throw it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever play baseball?
I did.
Were you on anyone's team?
No. Just kind of
Sounds like
lowly.
you got a live arm.
It was a one-man show.
Did you have the best arm on your team?
No.
Oh.
No.
Who did?
That's crazy.
Jake Felt. No, I just picked another teammate. Jake, love
Shout
you,
out
man.
Jake. He's
Love
just
Jake,
sitting in
man.
his
He's
office
sitting in his
right
office
now.
like, fuck yeah.
You know what? That's exactly what we needed.
what?
Another
I
guy to
could
talk
throw.
about.
Yeah.
A guy that nobody talks about. What's his name?
Jake Felt. I'll tell you what. He was 8th grade. You know, this guy was shaving in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
He was an unbelievable stud.
Uh-huh.
We'd go to tournaments. He was winning MVP, hitting bombs.
Hell yes.
Launching it.
Get that. Matt
great-
Stafford and Jake Felt.
Jake Felt.
Went
Best
to
it
school
never
together.
was. Jake Felt.
I don't understand how people don't know that. Yeah. But fun fact about Jake Felt, 5 touchdowns in the state championship game, Texas high school record.
Wow.
Damn.
Jake Felt legend.
Jake Felt legend.
Yeah, and he caught. Who threw those?
0 throws.
Oh, so
How
wait.
about that?
What?
Yeah. They were playing a lot of 2 deep show. We were handing it off, coach.
Take what you
Jake
give you.
Felt
Yeah.
was just running with it.
Running with it. Caught a pass from a receiver on a double reverse pass to a receiver. Won 59-0. It was kind of like
Jerry's World.
no, back in the day, Tyler Rose Stadium.
Jake Felt.
Jake Felt was a
Jake
problem.
Felt.
We're gonna just start saying that. Like, who is the best to come out of Highland Park? Like Jake
That
Felt.
Felt guy.
You ever heard Jake Felt?
Yeah.
He's going to be fired up. Good for you, man.
Deep cut.
Good for you, man. Who's gonna?
We gotta have Jake Felt
When
on
was the
the.
last time you talked to Jake Felt?
I talked to Jake a decent amount.
Oh, okay.
actually.
All right.
That's my
Cool.
guy.
All right. Love that.
We gotta have him on the pod at some point.
Yeah, we
Sounds
got
like
to.
a
We actually
fucking
are
big
going to
Open
track him
invite.
down.
Open invite.
Yeah, we're gonna track him down and we're gonna interview Jake Felt.
That rocks.
We're just gonna be like,
So what's in store for this year? Prediction.
Record?
Yeah.
I don't do that. We're going to try to win a whole lot more than we do lose. But no, it's so much fun to get out there and do it, man. I honestly do have a ton of fun with it. But as far as predicting a record, I got no idea for you. We'll
Yeah.
see. Every year is a brand new year. If you would have told me last year we were going to be 3-6 at the bye, I would have told you you're crazy because I thought we were playing really good. And then if I told you, we're going to win 7-1, we're going to go 7-1 after that, you would have told me I'm crazy. So, it's just got to go out there and play them. And that's the cool and amazing part about NFL football is, you kind of go into the season, you kind of know Georgia's going to be good. You kind of know Ohio State and those teams are going to be, the big time powerhouses. And then you come into the NFL, you're like, man, who knows?
Yeah.
Nobody had the Houston Texans doing what they did last year. So got to go out there and prove it every single year.
Right. How awesome was it at the end of the game against the Commanders last year, where Ron Rivera ran like 9 plays inside the 2-yard line, and he took like 4 minutes off the clock and didn't score a fucking point off it.
Are you bitter about that? Or
No, actually, I was at the time. I was very angry at the time.
Yeah.
But because we lost that game,
Yeah.
we drafted Jaden Daniels.
Who I'm high. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's super fun to watch. At least he was in college. And then old backup of mine is a QB coach there too, David Blau. Shout out David Blau.
Yeah.
He did some good things for him. So
Love it.
David Blau, Purdue.
Purdue Boilermaker.
Yes.
Wife
Boilermaker.
ran the 400-meter hurdles.
right.
And when he was with the Lions, they did the whole deal. The team watched it. I don't think she ran this year, but yeah. Old David Blau's QB
Blau.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So no predictions, but dream career. How many more years are you playing?
I don't know, man. I feel really good and healthy right now.
I know. A really good cliche answer.
No,
Yep.
but I would say this. Yeah, I mean, I'm full of them. Been doing this for a long time. But no, I do think that, like, there's no possible way I could tell you that answer right now because, like, at the end of last year, I was, like, completely worn out and
Right.
zapped, right? And then it takes me forever to kind of just get, like, charged up to go again.
Right.
And what I put myself through, like, physically, emotionally, and mentally, all that stuff for a football season, it takes a lot out. And I got an awesome family that I love being around. So, I don't know. I know I'm going to enjoy this year. Hopefully, I'm back next year playing. Hopefully, I'm back the year after that playing. But I can't.
But
make
you
any
feel
promises.
great right now.
I do. I feel
That's
really
all
good.
that matters.
I do.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, elbow was shit a couple years ago. It feels great now. There's a lot of me that has kind of revamped and feels a lot better. So I feel good.
Yeah, it felt like when you were going through your elbow injury, when you were trying to gut it out for a little bit, like you had some weird games where you had to like throw it weird.
I was in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Really, that elbow started the whole 21 season. I started wearing that sleeve because I was like taping myself underneath my sleeve just to keep the elbow going. I heard it in camp that year and was able to get through that. And then we tried to do some things to help it fix. And 22 was tough as far as the ability to go out there and execute. So feels great. Last year felt great. Feels good again.
Yeah.
Are you like us as fans? Like, if you have a bad game, do you just try to avoid any sort of media coverage whatsoever, and you're like, I don't want to listen to anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't want someone to accidentally bring the game up, then I have to listen to their dumbass take about it. Because as fans, we avoid the media like the plague on Monday, Tuesday, probably Wednesday, even Thursday. Then we'll get back into
loses.
it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I don't want to accidentally catch any strays about flashing back to that game.
Yeah, no, I mean, at that point, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I mean, I'm like so moved on to the next game. Obviously, I'm trying to figure out what the hell went wrong in the last game. If we had a bad one or I had a bad one, all right, how do we fix it? And if you're not thinking about the next opponent Monday or Tuesday, you're way behind. So that's where my focus goes, and I don't really do a whole lot of watching or listening to a lot of sports talk or any of that kind of stuff during the season for that
Stephen A.
reason.
Smith doesn't enter your head at all.
No, Stephen A. is not.
He's not there.
He doesn't have any space up here.
Hey, who would have won the fight between Jim Schwartz and Jim Harbaugh?
Harbaugh?
Yeah.
Man, that's a great throwback.
Yeah.
One
of our
I mean,
favorites.
Harbaugh was already derobing. He was ready to shirt off.
He was ready
at
to
that
throw down.
point. So I mean, that's an early advantage. We weren't going to be able to hockey pull the shirt over and go. But no, that would have been a good one to watch.
It would have
been a really interesting one to see. That escalated quickly,
Very
as we
quickly.
like to say. But
Yes.
man, I got to go with my guy that drafted me, Schwartz.
Yeah.
I think he's a really sharp dude. He probably would have found an interesting way to win that one.
I think you would have had to kill Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
unless Harbaugh is dead, you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
stop.
that's fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Did you ever tell Coach Schwartz that his nipples were showing? Because he always had rock hard nipples.
That never came up.
Okay.
You would think it
I
would,
saw
but
it.
no, it never did.
It was just always, I don't know what it was. I
Yeah.
think he was just so excited to coach football.
Yeah, I think he just gets geared up for it, man.
Just have that polo
Whatever does it
tucked
for you,
in. Like, damn.
Have you noticed Coach McVay's beard's a little bit fuller?
Yeah, I think he's always got a great beard.
Yeah.
I mean,
is it all natural?
Oh, is that what you guys are in?
Yeah. Is he on the gear?
I don't know, man. He might be.
He
I'll
is.
have to get back to you
No,
guys
we're
on that one.
confirming he is.
It's confirmed.
We
He
got it out of him.
Hair shot into his face.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a thing, huh?
To thicken it out, yeah.
Let him know he's not eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Asterisk.
He's juiced. He's
Big time
sure.
asterisks, yeah.
Asterisk.
Have you thought about, by the way, going to the Hall of Fame, who you would want to give your introduction speech?
Oh man. No, that's way too preemptive. Yeah, I mean,
Was the 2018? I was the one.
yeah.
calling
No, I
it,
can't think of anybody. No, I have no idea. I wouldn't even want to speculate on something like that right now. To be
Do you
honest with
think
It's
about-
bad luck?
Do you think about dyeing your beard?
No, I'm
Like
full.
that.
I'm full. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
Gray situation. I feel like it's
I
distinguished.
battle it. Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I got 4 daughters. No shit, you got a gray beard.
Yes.
I mean, I think that comes with the territory.
I get shamed for it all the time. People just point it
think
out
it
in
looks
every
great.
picture. Thank you. I appreciate
for
it.
you.
That's
Yeah.
crazy that you got 4 daughters.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 parents.
Yeah, right?
So who watches the other 2?
Yeah, nobody. Just kind of figure
Free
it out.
range?
Yeah.
The old one
It's
watch
like
the young
tag team,
ones?
They kind of come out, come in, come out, come in. We just hope we don't lose them.
When was the last time you got a full night's sleep?
Actually, last night my kids are actually vacationing at the beach right now, so it's
Nice.
beautiful
Nice.
night's sleep. That's why I look so rested.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Thanks
Yes.
for saying it.
All right. Well, Matthew, this has been awesome. I got one last question. Chevy question. Go to Chevy.com. Silverado, toughest truck out there. This might be a weird one. You might not even have any idea who these people are. Were you ever in the same room, or do you aware of Superfan and Detroit Don, 2 legends of the season ticket holding community in Detroit?
Is that Crackman or whatever his name
No.
is?
No.
They had a famous video where they got kicked out, and they did like a press conference from like an alley.
I don't know that one. I don't know that one.
They're the
All
guys-
time video.
they wear
I
the
need to check that
sunglasses,
out.
They get
Send it to
dressed
me.
up
Let me know.
Yeah, I'll
in the
say
end zone.
they're the best. So I went. I
feel
went
bad
for,
now.
I went for the MAC championship. It was like, I don't know, like 10 years ago, 11
Yeah.
years ago. And they said when they got kicked out, they said where their season tickets were. So I went and bought tickets. I'm a Bears fan. I hate the Packers. You guys were playing the Packers.
Yeah.
Went to the game, sat and watched the game with them, dressed up, everything.
No shit.
It was the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary game.
That was a tough game.
Right in their face. They were sitting there telling me that they were. I don't remember what your guys' record was at the time.
We had just won the Thursday night game before that, or the Thanksgiving day before that. I think we missed the playoffs that year by 1 game.
Yeah, because they were doing the math. They're like, once we win this game, we're gonna win the
yeah.
next one, and then boom, right in their face.
That one hurt. Phantom face mask.
Yep, that's what Aaron Rodgers. He gets away with that shit.
Yeah, well, you know what?
He should be in jail.
It was a nice toss. It
Yeah.
was a nice toss. I
Yeah.
think we were in a tough tough defense. I think we had Ziggy Ansah guarding the sideline at that point, which didn't make.
Yeah, probably not
sense.
the most sense. But
Not the
yeah,
move.
Detroit Down and Superfan, they're big fans.
Appreciate you guys.
They're what like the crazy Detroit fans are. We had Superfan on the show when the Lions made it to the playoffs just to get his reaction. And he said that there was a woman who sat next to him named Sprinkles who said, what's that, 2017? She's like, I'm never coming to another game until they make it to the playoffs.
Shit.
And then they saw her at the playoff game. She showed up.
True to her word.
Yeah.
What a lady, Sprinkles.
Yeah.
You know?
Sprinkle. I think she dressed like a clown.
Yeah, they thought she had died.
Yeah.
And they were like, what?
Sprinkle's alive. Yeah, so they brought her back to life.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Good for them.
Yeah. But Matthew, thank you so much. Best of luck this year.
Appreciate it.
Future Hall of Famer. Future
you.
giver of Amex points to me.
Yes.
Former teammate of
Jake Felt.
Jake
Jake
Felt.
Felt.
The legend, yeah.
And Tony
Legendary.
Scheffler, our guy. And we'll watch Jersey Jerry because, again,
Appreciate it.
That's-
I need a little oversight there.
the minute you see that name, I don't even know what that conversation is like.
I don't
If your
wanna
wife
know.
was like, hey, I talked to this guy, Jersey Jerry.
I'll ask.
That's, yeah, we got to shut that down.
Perfect. I like that. Sounds
Thanks,
good.
man.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yep.